Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at ParanormalCentral.net and broadcasting on the network at our... Are you ready to witness something you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky. You realize we're not alone. Open your eyes. You can find the trails that control.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from the bottom left-hand corner of the Nevada Triangle, in a city called Fresno, California. Hello, my name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host for the show. I'm also the founder of a group called the Sanger Paranormal Society. Been investigating the paranormal going over 14 years, so he's not up here talking about it. I'm actually living it. Got a team. One member of that team sitting right here to the right-hand side of me, Mr. Alan Thomas.
Good evening, everyone. How are you?
Thank you for showing up wherever you may be around the world on a Sunday evening on the west coast of California is where we're at, in a city called Fresno. What I call Paranormal Central, because we're at the bottom left-hand corner of the Nevada Triangle. If you don't know what that is, then Google it, because we're like Triangle City out here, man. We have triangle sighting. Oh, we used to a lot, but mellowed out for some reason. All right, well, thank you for showing up. Tonight we're going to have, hopefully he remembers, we Skyped him right now. He's going to come on Skype and video and audio, the whole 9 yards, Mr. Grant Cameron. He's going to be talking about his book, the Clinton storybook. We're going to get into presidents and UFOs. He's going to come on about 6:15. We just sent him a thing on Skype, so hopefully he remembers, and he'll jump on really quick, and we'll bring him on and talk to him for the next hour or so. All right. Well, let's go ahead and cool. I'm just making sure all the volumes are cool. All right, let's go and turn on the lights a little bit. Nah, I like the volume. I like the atmosphere right there, the lights. For
Looks
some
good
reason.
too.
Does it?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe turn up the lights a little bit in here.
looks pretty good.
All right, well, just leave it like that, maybe. Cool. All right. Well, before we get him on the air, let's go ahead and talk about just a couple of other things that's been going on in the news media today. All right. I mean, since we're going to be talking about the Clintons, right? Let's go ahead and talk about the Clintons. Mrs. Hillary Clinton.
Man, she looked goofy today in the video,
I mean, if you guys haven't seen her stumbling, being held up by security personnel, her entourage blocking everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what you say, but that was not no heat stroke. Okay, there's something else wrong with her, and it's not the heat. That's what they were trying to tell everybody, that in New York, at that attack, when it happened, I did research and I went back, and it was about 75, 77 degrees, and I think the humidity was 41. So it wasn't like, humidity 90, 99 degrees out. It wasn't that at all. So there's no way that was caused by heat. She was having a episode of something, and they had to get her out of there really quick. And at this point in time, I don't know what's going on with her. All right. She's a clone. All right. I said it. She's a clone. All right. You guys sent hate mail to Ellen Thomas, P.O. Box. No. I mean, isn't it just weird that, what if I'm just saying, what if, she's like, she's twigging out because the clone, whatever, I think she was cloned. And
Well,
she's just wigging out.
My wife is like, she makes fun of me for, because I talk about the clone thing ever since, Mr. Marshall.
Right.
And this time she was suggesting it. Believe it or not, my wife was suggesting that this could be a clone. I mean, that is not, a normal person doesn't even act like that.
Well,
It was almost like a doll.
She's wigging out like the impulses in her brain are not responding. They said she had a fall not too long ago, and that very well could be what's doing it. A lot of people say Parkinson's disease. But I can tell you right now, guys, that the way she is reacting, the way she is, there's no way she is going to be able to be held up in a debate with Trump. All right? There is just, do you imagine having an episode of the thing she's having on live TV in a debate and full of 25 to 30 million people? You imagine? So I can tell you,
she would lose it.
So I can tell you right now, they're not going to have a debate. They're going to have to cancel it, and they're going to have to say something about her illness, or
come out and say that the clones just aren't working.
or something is going to happen to interfere with the debates. And I mean something of a natural disaster type where they would have to cancel the debates. That right there is probably number one on my list. All right? If the NWO, this is their pick, is Hillary. Hillary Clinton is their pick. If for some reason they cannot get her in, then they're going to have to either, I don't want to say cancel the elections, but postpone them until they can get a replacement. And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. I really do, guys, because there's no way she can't even stand in front of the reporters and ask and answer questions, because she just can't right now. Reporters are trying to ask her questions, and she is fumbling all over the place. All right. There's no way. Has he responded yet? And in any way,
no.
Has he accepted our? I tell you what.
I think he did, because he had a question. No, he didn't.
Okay, well, I tell you what.
You want me to type a message?
You type in a message, see if he can answer. Are you there, Mr. Grant? So that is my prediction. I placed it on Facebook today, and people were making fun of me. And I said I predict that there will not be a debate on the 26th. That is the first debate, September the 26th, with Trump and Hillary. And I just can't see her doing it. Not the way she is right now. I don't care if they and just give her whatever medicine she needs to require to be normal. If she has an episode on live stage, live on the stage in front of, like I said, 30 million, there's no way. That just, it can't happen. So I cannot see the debate happening. I really can't. So we shall see. What can I tell you? It's very exciting times and scary times at the same time, because if this is their pick and she can't commit to winning, what are they going to do? Because obviously the establishment, the Democratic and Republican establishment, don't want Trump. They do not want Trump at all.
I wonder if they would go like what if it's the two vice presidents running here pretty soon? Well,
and then I also said, what if they, and I'm not saying this should happen or will happen, what if they take Trump out?
Yeah.
What if they take Trump out and then Hillary drops out, then the two vice presidents are going to end up running?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Or they will not have the Democratic vice president jump in, and they might just get...
start over?
No, well, what's his face? The vice president right now.
Biden?
Biden, yeah. Okay. So, all right. Well, let's, like I said...
That guy's a goofball.
Okay, Grant hasn't popped up on the Skype yet. I'm looking at the laptop over there on Ellen's side. So let's go ahead and just continue until we get him on. Elizabeth Martinez.
Hi, Elizabeth.
She has been into the stuff we talk about forever.
Yes.
And she has gone and purchased books and videos and probably has a massive library, which I'm pretty sure she does, in her home. And she's a fan of ours and been watching me for I don't know how long. It's been a while now.
Since the beginning, almost.
Okay, and I don't know how she found out about us, but awesome. I'm glad she is because she is a big part of the Paranormal Central page.
She's the administrator.
Yeah, it's one of the administrators with Danny, and she always sends me over books and tells me, dude, you gotta see this movie. You gotta see this movie, or you gotta read this book. And you guys all know I just don't have the time. I just don't. But this movie she gave me a while back, she finally said, dude, if you don't watch this movie, I'm gonna kick your butt. So I said, all right. So last weekend I watched it, and I have it right here. It is The Midnight Meat Train.
Oh God.
Okay. Now, just by the actual title, I'm going,
man.
oh my God, we're talking B movie.
Like lots of babes,
Okay.
right? Beat the meat.
You would think, right? Right? Okay. But it's an actual movie by Clive Barker. Okay? For all those who are into, killer horror and bloody and gut movies, then you know who Clive Barker is. Now, this movie was made by Lionsgate, so it's not a small thing. Now,
No, that's big.
now, the actors, all right. When I started watching it, the actors, I'm going, holy smokes. Let me see if I can remember the actors real quick. I'm trying to find them. You guys all know I suck when it comes to name. Okay, Bradley Cooper, Brooke Shields,
Ooh.
and several other ones that are well freaking known. Especially Bradley Cooper, you guys. Okay.
Never heard of him.
Okay, well, no, trust me, he's well known.
Really?
This was done in 2008, 8 years ago.
8 years ago?
Yeah, in 2008. I am not going to tell you the ending because Elizabeth said watch it, and the ending is going to trip you out. And it did. It blew me the frack away. Like I said, we're talking some major movie stars in this movie. And this movie was, it's like those other movies that we see, like Jupiter Ascending and The Fifth Element. And there's always little signs. I've told you guys, there's movies out there with little signs in them that tell you, hey, hello, this is what's really happening. I'm going to go ahead and advise everybody to go and purchase this movie. I think you can purchase it on YouTube, but it's called The Midnight Meat Train. I know the title is just absolutely sounds ridiculous, but the ending is like, holy beep. It's what we talk about, missing people, what's coming from under the ground and eating them. It's all in this movie.
Really?
Yes. So you can take it home tonight, watch it, because I've already seen it, obviously.
God.
But it will trip you out. And like I said, it's by Clive Barker. So I'm just going to tell you right now, you need to go and buy it, order it, and watch it. You will trip out, because at the very end they tell you this has been happening before humans were here.
Ooh.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to stop right there. The Midnight Meat Train.
That's something that I've been noticing, like, recently. Like, I mean, I know we've talked about the movies and how they, tell about what's going on or what's going to go on.
Right.
But have you noticed that that's like ramping up Like almost all the movies and TV shows are, it's ridiculous on how they're being so true. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be fiction, but only I think they're really trying to tell us now.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you're right. I really do. Remember that movie that's coming out on 11/11 about, I don't want to say disclosure, but another alien race arriving on Earth. That's gonna come out on November the 11th.
Like the X-Files, when it came on, this new one, it was so in your face. You know what I mean? Like they pretty much gave the rundown on how it is.
Right.
And I mean, I was shocked. I was sitting there shocked. Like they couldn't. It was almost like they watched our show.
And people are going to say bull crap, Jeff, bull crap. But you know what? Alan is right. When the episode where they pretty much described what's going to happen in the future. I mean, they were talking about Faraday cages.
Yeah.
They were talking about when the grid goes down, there's no money, the ATMs aren't going to work. All of that.
We've been talking about that for a long time.
Yes, and for those who have been watching us, you guys know that I said this a long time ago. That's what is going to happen. And
we've done complete shows on Faraday cages.
Oh yeah, I actually showed you not physically how to make one, but told you how to make one. And in the X-Files episode, they actually talked about a Faraday cage where they had I don't want to say a drone, but it was a top secret, and I think it was a TR-3B. And they had it inside the Faraday cage because that way the government could not find it, because it would keep all of the electric signals and inside the Faraday cage, and no one could find it. But eventually they find it and they blew it up. But people, after that episode, people were texting me, "Oh my God, Jeff, were they watching your shows?" And I swear, if for those, if this is your first time or your second or your third, well, you lost out, because we did, and then specifically talk about all those particular subjects here on the show. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch the shows on Paranormal Central's archive, because I did talk about them.
And I mean, we didn't just it wasn't like a passing comment.
Oh no.
I mean, we've done like prep shows, like where we were talking about everything they talked about in depth.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I was watching it, and I even was thinking like, oh my God, like somebody was a fly on the wall in the room.
My wife, sometimes we talk about stuff on here, and I tell her stuff, and she says, "Man, you are on crack, Jeff. Don't be. Why are you all that? You're not all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she keeps telling me." And you guys know that I don't like talking about myself, and I don't like. It's that's not me. It has never been me at all. But when you are watching one of my favorite shows of all time, and they talk about all these subjects, like one right after the other, when they were telling you this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going, even my wife looked at me and she says, "What?" And I think you were watching it too, and you were going, and your mouth, like, you were speechless, because you were going, "Holy crap."
I mean, it was almost like they took the words right out of our mouth.
Yes, they did.
And yes, for your the one in the chat, a microwave is a Faraday cage.
Yes, absolutely.
And what it does is it holds in the microwaves, which keeps them from escaping. Right. Which also, if there's something trying to get in, it can't get in either, because it's a Faraday cage.
Just make sure if and when the SHIT happens, you unplug it first, and then put your electronic devices inside.
Yep.
And I would what I would do is, when you go to yard sales and you see they have microwave ovens, buy it, even if it doesn't work as a Faraday cage, and bring it home, buy it. As long as it's not cracked, and the door closes completely shut, you are good. All right. You can get that, cut the cord on it, put it in your garage, or put it in a closet in your house. Throw your electronic devices that you wish to keep intact, and that could be walkie-talkies. That could be a
shortwave radios,
depending on the size of the microwave. But yeah, that's a perfectly good Faraday cage. But the Faraday cage that the X-Files had was huge.
Yeah, it was like an electronic one. It was bad.
It was because they had the TR-3B in it floating, and they had to keep it away from the government. And anyways, but okay. Well, let's go ahead and continue on. Grant still hasn't responded back to us. I just sent him a message on text message via Facebook, and we sent a request on Skype, and he still hasn't come on. So, okay, for those who, if this is your first time, second or third time, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you guys something. Hillary. Why Hillary? Why, as far as UFOs, you guys have seen Jimmy Kimmel. He's had Bill Clinton in there. He has Obama on there, and he has Hillary Clinton on there. Everything is staged. They give Jimmy Kimmel the questions. He has to ask the same questions over and over. If you go back and watch Bill Clinton and Obama's questions that Jimmy Kimmel gave them or asked them, it's all the same. It's all the same. Did they find out anything different? No. It's just the way it is. It's all entertainment. It's all show. All right. But a couple of years ago, a certain picture came out on the internet, and somebody spotted it. And I'm going to show it to you right now. Several pictures. First of all, I'm going to show you this one right here. Okay. Let me pull it up. All right. Oh my God, it's Hillary Clinton walking with an elderly gentleman. Well, let me tell you who this elderly gentleman is. This happens to be a Rockefeller, okay? And that's Hillary Clinton there. Let me make sure you guys are seeing this. And there it is, okay? And what got people talking was the book that she was carrying under her left arm, where those jackets are at. Now, obviously, it's blurry, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab another picture, and I'm going to show you. All right. Okay, there is Mr. Rockefeller with Hillary Clinton, and this picture was taken in 1995. All right. Now, so big deal. What's with the book? Who, blah 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 blah. Well, thank God for internet and social media that people can now zoom in and they can clean up the picture. Well, somebody was able to get in there and pull up the picture and zoom in on the book, right? Now, if you look also at her necklace, what we found very interesting are the crosses of God, completely spaced my mind. You guys know what I'm talking about. But that's not the point I'm trying to make right now. It's the book I'm going after. Now, it so happens that Elizabeth Martinez had this book. And she goes, holy smoke, Jeff. Here's the book. Hold on. Duh. Yeah, somebody just said, you do know that Hillary had a seizure. Oh, yeah. I think it was more than a seizure.
She had something. But
It was not a heat stroke. Trust me when it was no heat stroke. She had a massive meltdown of a seizure. Her brain froze, basically. That's what it looked like to me. But anyways, the book. Here's the book. So somebody was able to zoom in on that book. And this is what the book was all about. It was by Paul Davies, and the book is Are We Alone? Now, obviously, that is a very bad... I'm going to put this up here, right here. This is the book that she had underneath her arm. Paul Davies, Are We Alone? That's the name of the book. And I so happens to have a... I don't know if you can see it, but because I got it on we're on the small screen. Let me go to big. But here's the book right here. Okay, Elizabeth brought it to me. Have I read it? No, I haven't read it. But this is what she was carrying in 1995. So this is how long she's been interested in outer space, in aliens, right?
What is the book about?
It's called
Aliens?
Are We Alone? Are We Alone?
Oh.
Okay, so
It's a little book.
Let me go back to her. But like I said, there it is. She was carrying it with Mr. Rockefeller, Mr. Elite, Mr. New World Order, Illuminati. He has many names with the Rothschilds. So in 1995, she was definitely interested in the subject matter. Okay. Why? Why is she interested in Are We Alone? In outer space and alien. I'm going to say it, aliens. I mean, the book has got to be, it's about, are we alone in the universe? And she is very interested in that. So that's why when I found that Mr. Grant Cameron, he was, he's well known in the UFO community, UFO Congress, James Fox, and he's wrote a couple of books, and this latest book, and let me go ahead and put that up right now so you can see it. The Clinton UFO Storybook, E.T. Politics in the White House, and it's about the Clintons and their involvement with, with UFOs. I haven't read this. I haven't got the book yet because I just booked Mr. Grant about 5 days ago. So that's why I'm hoping that he didn't forget about us. I just sent him another message and sent him another, Alan, sent him another hello on there and see if you can get him. Now, he lives in Canada, so I'm hoping that he's not thinking a different time zone because I did tell him Pacific, West Coast of California, and today. Like I said, we verified it. I sent him everything on the email, and we verified everything, so he knows about it. But anyways, this is the latest book that he just wrote, and I am really, really interested to see what he has to say about the Clintons. Mr. Grant also is well known for the President's UFO website. He is the one who started it. Okay. And it's at the presidentsufo.com. Presidentsufo.com. And it has anything to do with presidents and the involvement of disclosure, UFOs, aliens. I remember reading an article on this particular website about President Reagan when Steven Spielberg went to the White House and Steven Spielberg showed the Reagan's E.T. He had it on here about what happened in the room when Ronald Reagan said to Spielberg, "You have no idea how close this is or how real this is."
Have you ever seen, there's some documents, I can't remember what it is, but President Reagan gets briefed by his intelligence people, and they start telling him about the aliens that they have and all this stuff, and President Reagan was more interested in, do we have a war plan in case they decide they're not going to be nice, right? And he kept interrupting, and it was quite a long ordeal, and it's a little bit old, but I always wondered if it was real or not. You know what I mean?
When you say interrupting, what do you mean? Who
like he would interrupt. They were telling
the reporters were asking Reagan.
No, these are his own intelligence, like CIA, FBI, and they're
Reagan's people.
They're briefing him on the aliens and where they're at with aliens and what they do with aliens and how many they captured, how many they've crashed, how many, the whole thing, the history, and where they are today. Only they had it like broke up in top secret levels, right? Like compartmentalism. And they were briefing him, and they were only going to talk about like this little box of information that they had prepared. And he wanted to know more, so he would interrupt them, ask a question that they couldn't answer because it wasn't in their little box of information they were briefing him on that day. Mm-hmm. And they said, well, we'll get to that when we get to the next thing. And he couldn't understand why they couldn't freely, openly talk about the whole thing. You know what I mean? Only the problem was the information changed each time the person changed. So like the one that was briefing him that day, he knew about that. And then when he'd get briefed on the next level or whatever, it was somebody else briefing him, because not everybody knew the information all. You know what I mean? Right. But the president was going to know, Reagan was going to know all of it. So, I mean, when he made his little speech saying, what if we weren't the only ones in the universe, and wouldn't we all come together if there was a major threat of, aliens attacking everybody?
Right.
It might be that he really did get briefed on that. I just didn't know. There's a whole video of it, but only it's like a computer AI voice. Mm-hmm. But if you go to a certain website, you can actually read the document, and it is interesting as heck. Sometimes it's hard to read because it almost seems made up.
Right.
Yeah,
it's nowadays you just don't know, because I believe that our government has people who are trolls and who put things out there to purposely disinform us, and now you don't know what's real and what's not anymore.
They actually covered that in these documents. When you read it, they covered that and said that they did it on a lot of stuff on purpose, mm-hmm. so that they could do things with the TR-3B and stuff like that in the open, and then they would just blame it on UFOs. And it would be our own testing things, but they kept the UFO thing alive, right, because that way they could use it to their benefit. I mean, it's an interesting document. If I find a link, I'll put it up on the Paranormal Central page later.
Okay.
But it's an interesting read.
Yeah. Do the presidents, what do they know about UFOs? I really think they're kept in the dark, to be honest.
Well, according to this document, they didn't tell Jimmy Carter. Okay. They did tell. They didn't have to tell Bush Senior or Junior, because they were obvious, like involved in it.
Yeah, in the CIA, he was the director.
Yeah, and I don't know. It didn't. I think it was like pre-Clinton, so really they didn't address that part, But according to the way they do it, it's on a need-to-know basis, and if they think the president is going to do something dumb with it, like tell the people, mm-hmm. Then they won't tell them.
And that goes back to Independence Day, the movie, guys. You remember when they're on their airplane, and the father of that one guy who figured out the signal comes out and says, Area 51, you guys have known it back then, you guys don't know it now. And the president goes, Sir, there is no such thing as Area 51. If there was one, I would know about it. And then the director of the CIA was right behind me, goes, excuse me, sir, that's not all entirely true.
Right.
And they turn around and they go, what do you mean? And that's when they advise them that Area 51 does exist, and they have alien technology and all that kind of stuff there. So, like you said,
the movies are telling us.
Need to know basis. That goes for the movie The Transformers, guys.
Yeah.
All right. When the Secretary of Defense, when I want to say the guy Men in Black shows up with a briefcase, says, "Sir, I need to show you something." And right now they're trying to figure out what's going on with the attack of the Transformers landing and all that. And he says, "I need to really tell you something," and then pulls them into a room and shows them, the Transformer that attacked what was it on Mars, and it goes from there. So all of these movies are telling you that they are keeping it hush hush until it's time to tell the president when something bad happens or something major happens. That okay, now we need to tell the president.
See, now that's the part that I was trying to get at earlier is, okay, they give out information, but what is the end result of all these things? Like, what is the thing that, what is it that we're going through in the movies and in the shows? Is that what they're telling us is going to happen too? You know what I mean? Like, usually it's a disasters or there's something attacking, or, I mean, like, is that just the vehicle they're using to give us information, or is that part of the information?
I think they are telling us this so that when it does happen, that we really, really don't freak out.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, it's like they're letting us know the real stuff little by little. So when it does happen, you go, I knew it, and you don't really get mad at our government for keeping it secret, but you just say, I knew it, this is what's going to happen, I knew it. For the people who caught the signals in these movies and did something about it, and when I say did something about it, is prepare. All right, I feel, and I felt this for a long time, you guys, and a lot of people are going to get mad at me for this, but the elite establishment, NWO, Illuminati, however way you want to call them, all right, they're preparing for whatever, for the worst, whatever that's supposed to happen, whenever that happens. They want the smart people to survive.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
And they
guys.
want all the dumb people to die.
That's basically what they want to happen. Yes, they want the smart people to survive, so that way they can start over again. Being that the elite, NWO, Illuminati, however way you want to call them, will be in charge again, but you, the smart ones, who have intelligence enough to prepare, who know a little bit about a certain trade, that's what they really want, is people with trades, construction, electricians, engineering, doctors. That's who they really, really want to survive, because those are the people who are going to they're going to need to help to rebuild.
Right.
All right. The people who are underground, the Illuminati, New World Order, whatever, on all these bases that we've been talking about, that they've been storing food, getting ready for what? I don't know. People say Nibiru. People say, I don't know, climate change. Who knows what it could be? But they can't survive down there forever.
Right. Yeah.
They have kids, they have grandkids. They want them to survive. So for the people who survive out here, the smart ones, I don't want to say smart, intelligent, the people with common sense, the people, again, with trades, they're going to need to rebuild, and that's who they want to get to do this on the outside, or even bring him into the inside. And that's who I feel that's the reason why they put these little signals in these movies, all right, for those people to figure it out.
Well, like in the Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind, in that movie.
Third Kind, you mean?
Third Kind.
Uh-huh.
They talked about that one with Reagan. Okay, and Reagan was like, when they were giving him the information, he's like, "You mean that was all true?" And what it came out to be was, how they let what's his name, Dreyfus and everything, go into the ship, and they took, supposedly, according to these documents, they took 15 Americans to the other planet, and they lived there for like 20 years. And some of them died there, some of them stayed there, and a few of them came back and came back here. And they did like a trade. And it lasted like 15 or 20 years or something like that. And according to them, the director of that movie was in the know, and they were telling people that they actually did do the exchange. And that's what that movie was saying, and that's in this document. Is he getting ready to?
No, not yet. You
might have to call him.
Well, I don't have his number. It was all through Skype.
See, like somebody was saying, it's 9 something in
Canada.
Yeah, in the East Coast side, which just makes sense, you know.
Hope they didn't take him out. So
we're gonna talk about Hillary.
Yeah. So and with everything that's going on right now, I wonder, if he's having problems Skyping, because he's gonna come on video. We're gonna pull down the screen, guys, and he's actually gonna be back here live on the screen, and we're gonna be talking to him via Skype, audio and video. So I hope he's having problems getting a hold of us through Skype. So we'll see what happens. But we're going to continue on with...
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
So, because I was really looking forward to talking to him about the Clintons and UFOs, man, because I've always wondered about those two. It's just, I don't know, I think they have something up their sleeves, and they know things. I mean, right here, I showed you the picture with the Rockefeller and the Clintons, Well,
they're really good at playing dumb.
Yeah, well,
and they know a lot of stuff. Like, what was I reading earlier? That she actually was in a plane wreck, and that's what's wrong with her.
Hillary?
Yeah, she was in a plane wreck here recently in Iran.
I heard she fell and hit her head.
Well, according to it was like a Russian news, and the Russians actually helped. The plane landed. It was some kind of covert meeting in Iran, and they went somewhere, got in another plane with some Navy SEALs, Navy SEAL Team 4, and then when they got in the air, they immediately went off the radar and went over to Iran and landed, but then something happened on the landing, and they went off the runway and crashed. And actually the SEAL team guys were dead, but Hillary made it out. And ever since that, according to them, according to the Russian thing, that's when she's been acting like the way she's acting. She was actually in a jet wreck.
Wow. See, I missed that one. I didn't hear about that at all. I just heard that she fell and she hit her head.
That was the excuse they used, according to the Russians.
Okay.
But really, she was in a covert meeting, and still, like, what was she doing over there anyways, in Iran? Like, I know that President Obama and those guys just made some kind of deal, or they're trying to make like a peace deal right now, right? Maybe she was part of that covertly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's continue on. Off the subject really quick, it's going to be funny here. Last week, I told you that I was going to chaperone my son at the 6th grade camp in Sonora, California. And I did. I went Wednesday and came back Friday. And I told you that I was going to take Mr. Sasquatch costume behind me with me.
Oh, I remember that. What did you do to him?
Well, okay.
No video, right?
Well, not right now. Okay, but let me tell you what happened. So, we left Wednesday, and Thursday during the day, I was, I went to 6th grade camp in 1970, whatever it was, when I was 6th grade, and my dad went with me. Okay. And I only remember just a little bit of 6th grade camp. I mean, we're talking a couple hours.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, dude, it was a long time ago. But my dad, I talked to him when we got back. He called me to see how it went, and if I did take the Bigfoot costume, did I scare the crap out of the kids? And he was telling me what they did back in the 70s. Because from now to back then, it's totally different.
Yeah, like panty raids.
The atmosphere is so different.
Yep.
Back then, it's like 6th grade camp was about fun. Like Meatballs, the movie, right? that's how sixth grade camp was back then. Everybody's having a good time. Sure, you go out there to learn stuff, but campfires, skits, singing.
Yeah.
We didn't do any of that this
Canoeing.
time. No, we didn't even do that last time. But that's the way my sixth grade camp happened in the 70s.
Right.
But my dad, I remembered a couple of things, and my dad goes, you don't remember? And I'm going, no, Dad. I don't. And that was, on Friday afternoon when he called me, and we talked, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but he was telling me, yeah. He goes, the kids back then were just out of control, and he says the chaperones, there's like 2 or 3, like with the kid, they let the kids in the dorms, and they went and played cards someplace around the camp in another building. And what they did is they actually sent, and I guess back then a couple of them drove their own vehicles,
Right. Yeah.
up there, following the buses. So when they were playing cards, and I told my dad, so what did you guys do with all the kids? We just left them in the dorm. and he says that, and I guess after they put the kid to sleep, they sent somebody on a beer run. And my dad and Waldo, and they sent somebody who had a car down to the bottom to get some beer and come back up. So here they're playing cards and drinking beer while the kids are in the dorm. That's how it happened in the 70s.
See, that won't happen today.
Okay, now let me tell you what happened when.
Already be sneaking a wine though, cooler or
Dude,
whatever.
Okay, so we get there on Wednesday, right? And we do some activities and this and that and this, and on Thursday morning, I grabbed one of the counselors who was with us, because there was many of them, and he was a guy, and I said, hey, and I showed him a picture, because I had pictures of the Sasquatch costume on my phone. I said, hey, just to let you know, I have this, and I brought it with me. And he goes, whoa. And I go, are you guys going to do anything fun, during the night? If you guys are, would you consider me putting this on, maybe doing a prank with the kids or having fun? And he goes, well, I would have to bring it up with the uppers, the guys in the upper, because this is owned now by Clovis Unified.
Oh.
And it's like everything is.
Yeah.
Okay. And and I didn't. Well, I knew it was owned by Clovis, but I didn't know that they were really, really strict.
Yeah, they are.
And they are. So that night, I told one more person, and this lady was like on the ladder above the other counselors. She was, she's an older lady, and she was driving the school buses and stuff like that. So she had, I don't want to say pull, but who to talk to. So she said she would talk to somebody, and still nothing. So Thursday night, we're in the gym. They have a gym there, and the kids are doing relays in the gym, blah 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 blah. And I said, screw it, I'm going to tell the other 2 or 3 chaperones that are with me in the dorm, because there's 4 of us, and there's 4 corners. And I brought them. I said, hey, you guys, come here. They go, yeah. And he goes, hey. And we really didn't talk or know each other that well, because they were too busy on their side, and they had different activities while we did ours, right? So we were on the gym doing relays while the kids were having fun. I brought them over and said, hey, I showed them the picture. I brought this costume. I want to do a prank. Will you guys help me? And they looked at it and they go, oh, he goes, hell yes, right? Okay, so these 2 guys had GoPros. So I said, I go, what I want to do is that we want to do, we want to scare them. So they had a class after the gym. And while they were in class, all 4 of us chaperones, we went to the dorms and we started to organize whatever we were going to do. So the plan is that since they had 2 GoPros and a couple of, cell phones videos, we were going to thrash the place a little bit with the bunks that aren't being used. We were going to get the mattresses, throw them on the ground, get some trash cans, tip them over. And what I was going to do is I was going to put the Bigfoot costume on, and I was going to wait inside of one of the showers. Okay, so the whole idea is to bring all of the boys back and bring them through and say, who in the hell did this? All right? And scold everybody. So I was looking out the window. I finally see them coming from class at about 9:15. It's pitch dark outside. I run, put my costume on, and I get in the shower, and I hear the chaperones, get in here right now, and they're really, playing this part really well. And they're marching the kids right down the middle of the dorms, and the kids are looking both ways, and they're seeing everything just screwed up, messed up. And all of a sudden the kids are going, oh man, who did that? Whoa, right? And the chaperones marched them into the one corner of the dorm, and the signal for me to come out was to hear them sort of scolding them, and I heard that part, and all of a sudden I started coming out, and I went really loud inside the shower area, and it vibrated, and and one of the chaperones saw me, and what he was supposed to do was make a face like and then head running out the door, right? So as soon as I made the like that, and the chaperone looked at me with his face, the kids scattered because they thought it was a bear. Without even seeing me yet, they started screaming until I finally came out and went, and I walked like Patty, like, and I just really quick looked at them and then busted out through the door, and the kids went screaming, yelling. It was hilarious. I mean, the kids were screaming. And from what I heard, that a couple of the kids ran out to the blacktop. No one was crying, no one got hurt. It was just a fun prank, right? Yeah. Okay, so I ran out the door, and then I up the hill a little bit. I took out the costume. Then the kids all came back in, and they're going, "What was that? What was that? Who was that?" Right? I had to tell Christian, my son, about it because I had to let him know.
He knows.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go, oh, that's my dad, So he was part of it. He was in it. And I came back in with the costume. He goes, oh, it was you. But so next morning, we're having breakfast in the cafeteria. And in the middle of our table, in the middle of our side, at the table with the two teachers from our school, and actually the principal was there also. Okay, the principal. So I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry. I went back, go back to the gym when I told the chaperones, and they said, "Oh yeah, we are so in." And I go, and you know what? I better tell the principal what I'm going to do. And so she was there. I told her, I showed her this, and she goes, "Oh man," and she's like, "I don't know," and she goes, well, yeah, go ahead and do it. It's just going to be fun, a little prank. And I'm going, yeah, I mean, we're not going to make anybody cry. It's going to be fun. She goes, yeah, go ahead. And I show the teachers, and the teachers are like, why do you have that? Why do you have that Bigfoot? Even the principal's probably going, Mr. Gonzalez, why do you have that Bigfoot costume? So I had to really tell them a little bit about what I did, and they just were scratching their heads and didn't understand. You were on the CW? What? So they knew we were going to pull a prank. Big deal. We're going to have some fun. So we pulled it. The next morning, as I'm sitting having breakfast with my crew at the table, I noticed this one lady walks over and sits down next to the principal of Sequoia School, of my son's school, and starts talking to her. And I'm going, uh-oh.
Busted.
Uh-oh. And you can tell the principal's like this. And I'm going, oh, crap. Was that about me? And so we go outside, and we line up to go to another activity. And the principal comes up to me, goes, Mr. Gonzalez, can I speak to you really quick?
Like,
and I'm going, son of a bitch. And she pulls me aside, and we walk over. She goes, that lady who sat down next to me, she was, one of the administrators here. And she heard the kids scream, right? I guess out of all of the dorms. And this place, I don't remember back in the 70s, but it has grown so much.
Right.
There are so many new buildings now, classrooms, so many dorms, because there was 3 schools there from Sanger Unified, Lone Star Elementary, John Wash, and Sequoia Elementary. All the 6th graders are there. And supposedly that night, our lights in our dorms were the only lights that were on. Okay. So when the kids are screaming and going crazy, it alerted the administrators there that what is going on over there. And I guess I don't want to say they were scared. They thought, the principal said to me that they thought something bad was happening. Okay. And so they told, I don't know what they told her, but she says that, there's going to be some calls made to the school district about what we did, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going, when I apologized to her, she goes, I'm so sorry this happened. It was just going to be a fun prank. And she goes, I know. And then at that point in time, the rest of the day, I'm going, son of a beach. Man.
Can't have fun anymore.
You can't have fun anymore, right? It's like, back in the 70s when I was with my dad, we had campfires.
Panty raids.
Yes, I mean, they did skits on the stage. We sang songs. None of that happened here at Sonora. It was go to class. I mean, we walked so much. Oh, my God. We walked, hiked, got dirty.
Boot camp.
It was almost like that to me. The kids were not having fun. I'm sorry, Clovis Unified Sonora, but the kids were not having fun. I can tell you right now, the one thing that my boys or all the boys are going to remember was the
prank.
The Bigfoot prank. Right.
Well, you probably made that whole weekend.
And I did. Granted, the activities at the gym was fun and all, but,
there's nothing like having a good prank.
At the end on the bus ride going home, and as they got off the bus going to the parents, you could hear the kids going, I hated it. It was awful. I hated it. And it was mostly coming from the girls because, the guys were smiling and sure they were tired, but, we had fun with the boys. The Bigfoot costume thing, it helped them have some fun.
A little bit of fun.
And when we were talking about it, all the girls go, You did what? Oh, man, I want to see it. So the two of the chaperones who went had 2 GoPros. So they mounted the GoPros on the bedpost of the bunks, and they recorded everything. Okay. But the morning when the principal came up and talked to me, says, you really can't release the video because you don't really have permission from the parents' kids since they're on there, which I can understand.
Yeah.
I can totally understand. So afterwards,
but you could give copies to the kids.
Well, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to, or when the other guys are done with editing, they're going to give copies to the teachers so they can show it to the kids.
Yeah.
Right. But that's just probably as far as it go, unless we blur out all the kids' faces.
Could do that.
Okay. I don't know how to do that. That's going to take some editing to do that, and I don't know how to do that. And I don't know if these guys, the chaperone guys who have the GoPros, have that technology, who are computer savvy to do that. I don't know. But I would love to show it to you guys, but they will not allow me because the kid's face is on there. So hopefully when it's done, we can somehow cut out the kids and just hear them screaming, make it blurry, and go about it that way. But I have to. Hopefully, it came out really good. You could see, the videos and stuff. You could see the reaction and the yelling and all that. So we'll see what happens. Okay, but we did it. I got in trouble. Oh well. I mean, it's a prank. Now check this out. We went to Mercer Caverns on Friday afterwards, and to Columbia.
See, now you would have been cool running out of there.
No, not a Mercer Caverns. But
man,
we were having lunch, and the teacher I was assigned to, Ms. Martinez, was sitting on the same picnic table with us, and I asked her, I go, Ms. Martinez, he goes, is the principal going to get in trouble for what I did? She goes, nah. She goes, you know what? It was a prank, no big deal. It's 6th grade camp. I mean, come on, right? Obviously, she's a new teacher and all, so I don't know how bad the principal got in trouble, if she did get into trouble. But what's good, though, is that the administrators there at the site didn't see the prank. didn't know what happened. They just heard the kids scream, and that is it. All right. So, what are they going to tell the Sanger School District? The chaperones did a prank. Don't tell them to do it again. You know, come on. You know, we were having some fun, right? And
well, I remember like back when we were kids and we did things like that, like streaking, okay, through the high school gym during a pep rally.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that, it was stuff like that all the time happening. That nowadays you can't do anything nowadays.
Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous
and
how much everything's locked down.
Yeah, and I felt bad because I
wouldn't feel bad.
I
You actually maybe more of that needs to happen to loosen everybody up.
Yeah, I think so. So like I said, the kids really enjoyed it. They had a freaking blast. They got scared. Some of them, one of the kids. It was funny when we were having lunch outside of Mercer Caverns and sitting down. There was a little Asian kid, really cute kid with glasses. He's small, really small, and when I went in there going and showed them me in the costume, he ran, but one of the chaperones blocked him from going out, and he told Mrs. Martinez and me, I go, so what did you think? And he was thinking to himself, he goes, why are you blocking me? I don't want to die. And I lost it, and she lost it. She goes, and I almost spit my water out, and we lost it because a small little Asian kid saying, I don't remember, Mr. Kurz, why are you doing this? I don't want to die. Oh my God, that was so funny coming from him. It's like, but that's what happened. That's what I did. It was funny as hell. All right, and yeah, I'm hoping that it's not going to get anybody in trouble, but it was just an innocent prank. We had fun, and I'm hoping that once they get the video, I'm hoping that we can blur out the faces or cut that part out and then show you the rest. It happened really quick, guys. It's like, show them, the kids scattered. I ran out, boom, we're done. But it was cool. All right, well, Grant, I don't know what happened to you, buddy. I hope you're all right. I know we text back and forth. We emailed each other. We were on for today. I really don't know what's going on. I want to say hello to Mr. Isaac Gonzalez, who's at Shaver right now, and his dad, who was here yesterday, and his uncle, who came really quick yesterday because they wanted to see the set. They were in town. He lives actually from Fresno, but he lives in the Bay Area.
And I'm jealous.
He's up there right now.
If you're watching this,
they are. He's actually watching it on his phone. He said.
See, and I'm jealous already.
And so I'm calling out to Isaac and his dad, and the rest of the gang there. They were here yesterday, right? Let me tell you something. They were telling me the story because his uncle came with them. And he was the one who spotted that Bigfoot on the ridge at Courtright. And then he pointed out to them. He goes, "Hey, look at that guy up there." And he said the way the thing was standing, had his arms out like this, and went down behind the rock and came back up. But he says that one of the relatives who's going to be up there this week has a photograph that he needs to show us. And I asked them what photograph of what, and they looked at each other and she goes, "Should we tell him?" And I said, "Yeah, of a pterodactyl."
What?
He videotaped over Belmont Avenue.
Belmont.
Yes.
Like in town Belmont?
I don't know. That I can't tell you, but he said Belmont Avenue, and he says it's a pterodactyl, black, and he has a picture of it.
I believe it.
I didn't say anything because I said right away. I said, well, was it white? Because being up there, we have these cranes that fly, all over Fresno, and they have a long beak and long necks and then long legs, right? And you see them in the ponding basins and everywhere. They've got all kinds of cranes.
They're
That's what
Hurons.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
The proper naming for them. And I asked him real quick, and he said, was it white? And he said, no, it was black. So I don't think we have cranes that are black, do we?
No, there's some gray ones. They're called something else.
Okay.
But only.
So I'm anxious to see this picture, and we're going to go up this week sometime for the day. We're going to go up this week, guys, and we're going to go and retrieve the SD cards on the 4 trees. Remember, a month ago now, when we had the Bigfoot run at Shaver. I placed that crate full of vegetables and fruits and rocks, and I placed 4 cameras surrounding that crate, pointing right at it. Well, it's been a month now, so I want to go back
see if they can escape that.
I want to go up and I want to retrieve the SD cards and download them onto the laptop and bring them back and show you that following Sunday and see what happens. So we're going to do that this week. I'm going to look at my schedule and find out what day I can take off, and then Ellen and I are going to go up in the morning sometime and spend the whole day with those guys up there and go to the spot and retrieve the SD cards.
Do you know that ever since that we did brought the evidence out about the bananas and the apple stickers?
Let's talk about that.
Okay, now, ever since that we did that, I've been getting approached, I get approached in stores, right? Like grocery store, 31 Flavors ice cream shop, the sandwich shop, the person that's in there making sandwiches, and it's really interesting because before they would just get kind of like starstruck, kind of, and I'm not used to that, but lately they'll say, hey, you're the Bigfoot guy, or you're the one, with the paranormal show or something like that. And then they want to tell me about, and it's all about Dinky Creek. Nobody wants to talk about it. But all of a sudden, I've heard probably 20-something stories of Bigfoots in Dinky Creek in the last month. And from everywhere. And people I don't know, the produce guy at Vaughn's. Just walking through and they grab you and tell you these really neat, scary stories of what's going on over in Dinky Creek. And and there's other ones too, like Wolf Man and giant birds. They call them thunderbirds. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's pterodactyl or not, but I've heard like 3 thunderbird stories, and they call it a thunderbird because they don't know what to name it. You know what I mean? Right. But it's huge, big enough to pick up a human, according to them. Mm-hmm. An adult human. Right. But it's so cool.
Yeah, people are coming out and they're wanting to tell us stuff. Again, relatives of people we know are now coming forth, like this picture that hopefully they're going to show us if you did bring it next this week.
So cool.
That's just an added bonus for us. Mm-hmm. Now, will he allow us to show it on the show? Hopefully. That's something that if it's a real deal, you guys, if it's a photograph and we see what a double beak, up here and down here, like a pterodactyl is supposed to look like, we're going to get the photograph analyzed and make sure it's legit, and we're going to pay for it. And if it is, I need to show that on TV.
Yeah.
That's a TV show picture. Okay. I know a lot of you guys are going to be pissed off at me, but
we could do it on here and on TV.
Well, we'll see.
Because the people that watch TV, they're not watching this.
True. Okay. Because that's like, wow. You imagine? But then again, I will have to see the picture, so I'm hoping that he did take it with him up there. Isaac, I hope that he did. And if you can...
I hope you have it.
Yeah, so, Isaac, if you can hear me right now up at Shaver, why don't you go ahead and...
Raise your right hand.
I'll let Danny
swear you brought
Danny
it.
Isaiah. Well, I heard Isaac, too, last night. So, Isaiah...
It's Isaiah, yeah.
Isaiah. Well, I think his dad called him Isaac last night.
Oh, really?
So it's confusing. Is it Isaiah or Isaac?
See, I'm bad with names.
I am so horrible with names, too. But I could have sworn I heard his dad call him Isaac last night.
I can remember a face for 100 years, but I can't remember their name 5 seconds.
Right. So, hey, Mister up there, text, Facebook me right now if you are listening to me. And does your buddy have the picture or not? Because I'm anxious to see it. Hopefully he does have it. My luck, he forgot it at home.
Oh, man.
That would suck. But depending on where home is, if it's Fresno, well, then no big deal. We'll just wait till he gets back and he can show it to us then.
Over the years, there's been like, I don't know how many of those sightings. We'll be talking to people and it'll be about like they saw a UFO or something, And we get over and me and Jeff will go out to their house and, oh, it was a triangle and it was this and that. And then you sit there and you start talking about other things like that. We got done with that topic that we went there for. And then all of a sudden they're telling us about pterodactyls or a Bigfoot sighting or a ghost, or something, or how haunted the place is. I mean,
haunted.
I love going out on these research trips.
I got a call 2 days ago, and it left. It was a message on Sanger Paranormal Facebook.
Oh, cool.
And I responded back, and I told him to call me Saturday morning at 10, and she did. She lives in Sanger in an apartment, and the family has been experiencing things forever. Shadows, all that kind of stuff. Your regular haunting. And I, told her, and I asked her a lot of questions, and she answered them. And it looks like the whole family has a gift, the way things are going.
Wow.
But they're still experiencing unwanted things there, and they want them gone. So I told them what we do, how we do it, why we don't go to people's homes anymore unless they can't get rid of it. And I told her how to get rid of it. And she is a believer in God. They go to church, the whole 9 yards. And I told her exactly the procedure to bless her home by saying the appropriate wording and what to do.
Cool.
And she's going to do it, and she will call me this week to let me know how it went.
Wow.
And we shall see. So again, I told her that, it's not about coming out and setting up cameras anymore.
Right.
And see if we get a shadow or some a EVP of something.
EVP.
The whole idea here is to help people, and that's what my intent is here on this show. It's also entertainment, guys. I hope you guys are being entertained. It's about, keeping you guys entertained, man. But with the real stuff. All right. I'm not. Again, I've said this before. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go and make up crap, tell you stories just to keep you here. If you guys don't like us, then hey, there's other shows out there. You're more than welcome to go out and watch and listen. Actually, listen to other shows. It's up to you. So I told her that that this is what we do. This is how we do it. And I told her, we're very religious people here, spiritual, and every single time I've told somebody to do this, it has worked 100%.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, today I went to Sanger to a high school friend who I graduated. Frankie Gonzalez is running for the mayor of Sanger.
Really?
And his sister was Joni, Southern California, who called in and said that this. Remember the one with the transformer blew up in front of her house?
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is her brother. And when I went to Sanger today to give the mom the money for the tickets for next Saturday, and as I was walking in, she goes, "Man, you saved my daughter." What's weird about this, guys, is that this family is so Catholic. They go to church every Sunday. They do things for the church, everything. And did she get a priest to go help her? No, they never got a priest. I guess they just didn't think anything of it until Dolores or somebody said to Joni, "Why don't you call Jeff, see what he can do?" Which she did. And she told me, "You helped her."
Really?
We go, we should have called you a long time ago.
Yeah.
We should have called you a long time ago, Jeff. But now, from what I understand, the first time the thing left the house, it blew the transformer in front of the house.
I remember that.
Southern California Edison had no idea why the transformer blew, but it blew right in front of their house and knocked out just their block alone. Wow. Right after she said the blessing through her house, boom! That's when the transformer blew. So whatever was in the house, it left on the wires, on the electrical wires out to the front, and it took off. But apparently it came back. Somehow it snuck in. And so she called me, and
They,
a long
you
time
know what?
ago.
It's known. They always try to come back.
Oh yeah,
always.
yeah. And I told her do it again, and she did.
Yep.
And it had to go. It was gone. And right now, from what I understand, everything is peaceful in their home. Okay. And I told the lady, the girl on yesterday, at the house in Sanger, that to be aware, it will try to come back.
Yeah.
And I told her what to look for. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, you know, if you have,
They try to get permission.
yeah, and I told her, do you remember the show? Oh my God, True Blood. There's a perfect example of a vampire movie. When you watch a vampire movie, if it's a legit vampire movie, you know, they will come up to the front door and they will knock. But the vampires cannot come in unless you give them permission. This is the same way this works here. And what I'm trying to say is that, but on True Blood, it depends on how you get rid of the evil. When I tell, or when Ellen tells a family or a person how to do it, we tell them, you know, in the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to leave this home, and I advise them to say from property line to property line, okay? Because that means that covers the whole property from yard to end of the yard to the end of the yard.
Everything you own.
Okay. So the whatever evil, if he tries to come back, he can't step on that property unless you give him permission.
Yep.
So I told Joni back then, and I told this girl yesterday, that if one day you're at home,
Amen.
and you see somebody on the sidewalk calling you over, say, hey miss, can I come on your property and show you what I'm selling, or show you this brochure? If you say yes,
you just gave him
you
permission.
just gave the evil, if that's what's on their permission, to come back on your property, and boom, you have to start all over again.
And you have to know that you'll know it's evil, because if it's not evil, it will be walking up your property and asking you, right?
Exactly.
But if it stays right at the line and it doesn't make any effort to come over, it acts like it doesn't have permission to step on the sidewalk or whatever.
And right.
That is the evil asking to come on.
Right. And that's why, you know, you can say, when you want to get rid of the evil in your home, you can say, I command you in the name of Jesus Christ to leave my home and never come back without my permission. So that means, because you just said leave my home, that doesn't say property. That's just your home.
Yeah.
So when somebody knocks on your door, hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm selling this. Can I come in and show you? And they say yes, boom, you just let them in. If the evil is attached to that person.
Yeah.
So you will find it really weird, because you never have if somebody is selling something, you know, we have cameras here in front of my house with monitors and everything. And, you know, we see people selling stuff, and they come right onto the yard, and they knock on the door, and we ignore them. But I've never seen somebody stop at the edge of the sidewalk and yell, hey, is anybody home? You know, because that right there is a alert sign saying, why is that person not coming on my yard? All right? Why is it on the sidewalk and not coming up the path to the front door and knocking?
Right.
So that right there is a big signal to tell you, wait a minute, that is something.
It's something that you told can't come on the property, and it isn't.
Right. Exactly.
Staying out there.
Yep.
Until you say, oh yeah, come on.
Yes, exactly. So that right there is a signal to you that say, hey, you know, if somebody is on the sidewalk and says, hey, Miss Gonzalez, can I come on? Can I come over there where you're at and show you this? And you say no, then that person or whatever it is cannot come on your property. As soon as you say yes, boom, that's it.
Yeah, you know.
So
what,
remember that.
You know what's one of the sneakiest things, and it bothers me when I watch other shows like ghost shows and they start talking about spirits of people. Okay, spirits of people don't stay around a long time. Maybe a memory loop might, or the demons might play out a memory loop or something like that. But when you start having your grandma or your grandpa or your Uncle Harvey or whoever that passed on, they start coming and they start doing things like that remind you of them intentionally, they're getting permission to stay right then, because you're not going to kick out your relative, but it's not your relative, okay? And if you pay attention, if you have something like this going on in your house, there's going to be tensions and problems inside your house, family problems. And it's from those things. They're in there to cause problems. That's what they want to do. And there'll be like fights and arguments, and you'll have anger that you don't know where it came from, and I mean, just weird things like that. So immediately kick out Uncle Harvey or whoever it is, and then see if that doesn't change to a more peaceful, less anger, less tension thing. You'll find that once you get rid of that, and you'll find the tensions going down, and when people come to visit you, they'll even say stuff. They'll say, like, I love coming to your house. There's just this feeling, that a really good feeling around, and I feel safe here. And like at my house, people call it the safe house. Like they meet there if they have to do something like a X and an X. They'll meet at my house because it's like a neutral ground and nothing can happen, and they know that, right? It's like they know that they could go there and nothing's going to happen.
Right.
So, I mean, like, if you want that, just think about what I just told you, okay? And I mean, it works 100% of the time, 100%.
Yep, it does. All right, let's get a hold of an old friend of ours, Mr. Baltazar. His last name is Villarreal. I can never say it. Villarreal. Anyways, he is the guy that was in here end of last year with the crystal skull.
Oh, I remember.
Okay,
yeah.
The guy with the long hair, and he brought in.
And I missed that one. I wasn't here, was I? I think I missed that show.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. I wanted to, but
I don't remember. Okay.
I think so.
So they're going to have an event this Friday here in Fresno.
Oh, really?
And he wants to come on and talk about it. And so we're going to go ahead and call him really quick. And get him on. And let me put up really quick on the screen. What's happening on Friday?
Hello.
Baltazar.
How you doing, Jeff?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Just getting ready for this weekend.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So what is going on? It's Friday, September the 16th. Tell everybody what's going on and where.
Friday, September the 16th. It starts off, we're going to be at the Chicano Youth Center. It's on over there by the old Dickies Playground, 1515 Divisadero Avenue.
Okay.
And we have a special guest. We have one of the Mayan elders who's been carrying around and doing ceremony in different parts of the world, Guatemala. He is coming to Fresno, and he is going to be bringing his crystal skull, and we're going to be integrating some beautiful ceremony together with the folks here in Fresno.
Sweet. Is that the place? What in the front of the building? Is there like a Aztec pyramid?
That's the place.
Aha! That's a very cool pyramid, dude.
It is.
Oh,
I know. Believe me, there's several times I've shown up over there and I just sit in front of that pyramid.
That is
like,
a really.
wow.
I mean, for those who don't know, on Divisadero, just west of Blackstone, or
that's right. Yeah,
Abbey,
Blackstone.
Abbey, I guess, because at that point it's Abbey. But
sure.
There is a Aztec pyramid, Mayan pyramid, excuse me, and it's about 4 feet high. What do you think? 4 feet?
4 feet high.
And there's water comes out of it. And it goes like a waterfall. It's bitchin', man. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Who built that? And what was the reason that they put that pyramid there?
You know, it was a center that had been the brainchild of a gentleman for many, many years. He worked for a long time. You know, you look at the beginnings of Dickey's Playground and all that area. And it started out, back in the 50s, where a lot of folks, they started bringing their kids to be able to hang out, because you had parents who would go to work, or working in the fields, and the real little ones couldn't go.
Right.
So they started kind of developing that center. A lot of the Latinos who were from Texas, from Mexico, and that whole movement started. Well, as he started moving forward, after years, folks started realizing, we should build something here. Originally, the design, the whole building was going to be a temple.
Whoa.
However, that ended up getting shot down after many years. But still, it is a place of learning. Chicano Youth Center brings in a lot of different folks from the community of different ethnicities, not just Latinos, but of different ethnicities. They do a lot of things with the kids there. It is open after school. They have lots of after school programs.
Okay.
And so I know some of the folks from there. I love giving time and being able to be of service with them. And so when I started learning more and more myself in my shaman apprenticeship studies of the Mayan calendar, the Tolkien, it just became very apt for us to be able to hold ceremony there, to hold the gatherings there, and to open that up to the community at a very inexpensive rate.
Cool beans. And for those who don't know, we had Baltazar and what's his?
Jose.
Yeah, we had him.
Jose Munoz. Yeah.
We had him here. When was it? You remember?
It was actually when we brought him here the first time towards winter solstice.
Okay.
It was last year, December.
Okay. And we had him in here. Matter of fact, that show is archived on YouTube on our Paranormal Central channel. If anybody wants to go and take a look at it, we had this crystal skull in here. We had the place all tricked out. So Friday, it's $22 at the door. It's from 5 to 8. Is it just one day, or what is it?
What we plan to do is, Elder Jose spoke to us and he says, you know what? He goes, Balthazar set this up for summer solstice without a doubt. But on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have another gathering there. On Saturday, his wife does sound healing, and so she's going to be bringing half a dozen of her crystal bowls. And so we'll be doing on Saturday a group meditation, and she will be using her crystal bowls, a sound healing bath, basically.
Okay.
So that'll be on Saturday. Saturday evening, we're going to have a fire ceremony, traditional Mayan fire ceremony. Those who come to the center, we'll give them the address because it's not going to be held there. So that'll be Saturday evening. And then on Sunday, we're going to be having some more teaching that is going to be taking place. It seems Fresno is quickly becoming the hub of these ancient teachings that are coming forward. I mentioned to you some time ago, Jeffrey, the runners who were carrying the sacred staff from Alaska and carrying down the seeds, the indigenous folks, all the way down to Guatemala. And it seems that one of those folks is going to be coming from Bolivia with one of those sacred staffs and another crystal skull on Sunday. So this is all coming together really quick. We're getting details as they flow, but definitely we'll be gathering on Sunday as well.
So what's up with Fresno, man?
You know what? You and I had that discussion a long time ago.
What is going on with Fresno, dude? Tell me.
We've had that discussion a long time ago. Several of us have had that discussion there.
Right.
You look at Fresno as a cultural and agricultural center. Okay, it is magnificent. There's several people who've always said this is God's land. This is probably one of the few places in all the world where you could put a tree, a vine, a seed, a plant, add water to it, and it's going to grow, and it produces, and it's sacred, brother. You think back from the ancient times, and this is a fertile valley. Very fertile valley. Jeffrey, you know of ancient sites that are close to here as well.
Yes.
That's no secret. And so when you look at that kind of stuff. You know, you look at the gold mines that we have, and we're lucky. We have, I mean, you look around at the cultures that we have in the Central Valley, you know, up and down. You know, you drive on down 99 and you see these
He's talking about
temples.
Jesus.
You know, you see these Armenian temples. You see, you know, Latter-day Saint temples, Catholic churches. We look at the Hmong, Laotians community, the African American community, the Caucasian communities, all gathered to get the Native Americans. And so I get the sense that it's just a continued gathering place. And it's happening more and more often. Folks like us are being pulled together to say, hey, come on, let's have ceremony. Let's remember the old ways, and let's pray together. Let's do this in harmony and in peace and in unity. It is a sacred place. And, Jeff, you're the one that knows much about the paranormal activity and UFO activity that happens in this area.
Yes.
I don't have to tell
No,
you
absolutely. And it's
about that,
yeah.
right.
And it's not just one particular paranormal subject. It's everything, dude. It's like you said, this is a very very powerful place.
Yes.
A very powerful place, guys.
Yes.
And we have
Yes.
everything happening here. And I think that is one of the reasons why I believe, and this could go for UFOs or whatever, but you know, our military has set up shop here because they feel it as well, and I think they are trying to harness the power and use it. And I wish I knew exactly what was going on here. You know, if I did know, they would probably take me out. I don't know, but yeah, it's very powerful. There's a lot of weird things happening in Fresno, and that's the reason why I started this, you know, 14 years ago, man.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well,
Absolutely.
hey, let me put up the flyer again really quick. We got cut off, you guys. I don't know why we got cut off, but you know, we're back on again.
Maybe he could give. Could you give the website and everything, the link, so that people could go find it?
You know what? I can. What I'll do. Two ways you can do it. The easiest way, because everybody has Facebook. A simple way is you can get on Facebook, Summer Solstice, SUMMER, Solstice, SKULLSTICE, Summer Solstice. You will find the flyers on there. You'll also find them at I want to say at Chicano Youth Center.
Well,
also,
I'm putting up your flyer right now on the screen, so it's been up there for a while now. So it has so it has all the information on it.
That'd be great. That'd be great. And like I said, you know, we're going to be having 3 days of ceremony. We had to put forward another flyer. I didn't send it to you guys yet, which has all the 3 days.
Oh, okay.
You know, that kind of came on later on. And for folks who might, some are going to be very drawn to maybe 1, 2, or 3 days of ceremony. For folks that can't afford it, show up. This is open to the public. Yes, we would appreciate the financial support. However, that's not why we're doing this. And, you know, Tata Jose Akpu, he is of service. He's of service to the world. And so he wants to be able to help people learn and remember the sacred ways and the sacred teachings again, and to do it in peace and love and harmony. And so we're just making sure that we can step forward in our call here in Fresno. We're just really excited. We're really excited.
Is there going to be Indian tacos?
No food this time. No food this time.
That's all right. You got McDonald's down the street. You got
yeah.
The Chico's is right there.
Yeah, we have plenty of food nearby. Yeah, you know, probably the next go around, we'll be doing some food. The next big gathering we're going to have there after this weekend is going to be for
on the screen.
For the winter solstice ceremony in December, which is going to be another group of folks learning the Mayan calendar and the sacred ways.
Okay.
Cool.
Right on. All right, Baltazar, thank you for coming on, dude. Hopefully we'll see you there on Friday. Again, this is going to
be our guest, guys. Please be our guest. Come.
Okay.
Yes, we love you guys there.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, Baltazar. We'll talk to you soon,
Take care,
okay?
brothers.
See you, man.
See ya. Okay.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, that was Mr. Baltazar.
And
Very
then,
cool.
and then are they having? Who was the other one we had? Remember the other skull?
Oh.
What was its name?
I remember, but
they-
now I don't remember.
See, I'm so bad with
but
names.
he brought both of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he brought the one when we were inside, and the other,
Uh-huh.
I don't remember that one, and then he brought this one too as well. So he's connected all around. So again, it's not about money. If you can donate some money, that's cool, because the guy, Jose, travels from, another country to be here, and he has to
Really?
pay his other way.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he doesn't live here. Oh yeah, he comes from Guatemala or something to here. And
Oh,
bring-
that's
he
a
brings-
dangerous place.
So
right there.
so he has to travel, and he has to pay for the travel cost, guys, and that's not cheap. All right. So okay, so let's it looks like Grant did not come on. I don't know what happened, you guys.
Could be something legit. You never know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see how we got the date messed up. Only because 4 days ago we were, right before I left on the trip to the camp, we were communicating back and forth, and everything was a go. So I don't know. Next week I already have somebody lined up, so I can't book him next week. So we'll have to reschedule again. And Steph Young too. We have to get her back on as well.
Right, yeah.
So we have to reschedule.
In fact, they were
her.
asking about that in chat if we're
Okay.
having her back.
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah,
we
no,
are.
we will. Oh, we will. It won't be
You know.
next week because I have somebody already scheduled for next week. So it's either going to be Grant or Steph the following week. It'll either be one of those two. We could go to both of them on one day, and that might be too much.
Too
maybe
much.
that's too much. So we'll just one per week. But next week I do have a psychic that's going to come on, and she's very well known, has some books, predictions. It's going to be pretty dang good. She had made some predictions, and they have come true. No, it's not Churi. It's not him. Trust me. Oh, my God, trust me. All right?
Yorick. Yeah, that I remember.
Oh,
Yorick.
there you go.
Yeah.
Who actually told you that?
Your wife.
Oh, it figures. So, okay. So there you go. All right, let's talk about some stuff that's been happening on Facebook. We got about 20 minutes left. I'm going through Facebook. I post a lot of stuff on my wall, as well as I don't post anything on the Paranormal Central.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I let Danny
Yeah.
and Elizabeth handle all that. I just don't have.
Well, I
enough
found
time.
I was doing it, but I was like sometimes a minute behind them and reposting like the same thing.
Right.
So I stopped.
Okay. And it's just
But
they
I
do a good job.
I will comment sometimes, but I'll put my name under there because it says I'm Paranormal Central. So if you see my comment and it says Alan, that just means I commented.
Right.
Because any one of us could comment, and it'll just say Paranormal Central. And you don't know who it is, really commenting out of us.
Right. So cool. I'm going down again. It happened in August the 30th, right around that time. Did you hear about all the cows disappearing in New Zealand? 500 cows disappeared. They're saying that they were stolen. Wranglers, they stole them, but 500 cows. That's a lot of cows to disappear, guys. Really. I posted this in August the 30th. I don't know. I didn't talk about it last week because I just had so much things going on, and I didn't. But again, I'm scrolling down on Facebook right now, and today we went, and you probably already saw it. Today we took our first trip. Probably going to be a couple of more trips, but to the Spirit Halloween store. I'm going to turn on the light so you can. Well, no. You probably already saw the lamp over there. There it goes. Watch the lamp. Back of Alan. And see what it does. Oh my God, it's talking. Yeah, I got that at the Halloween store today. I think it adds a little bit. I also. Oh, it fell down.
Yeah, I was using the cup and
Oh, you dummy! Why
it went like this, and it took off. I think it's up there a little ways.
Hold on.
But I'd go like this, and it would get going, you know.
Well, you don't have to hit it that hard.
Oh.
But anyways, we have.
Oh, see
It fell
it's falling down on its own.
It could be.
Oh,
There it goes back. What the hell? How did it do that?
It's haunted.
It's haunted.
It's haunted, I
book.
tell you.
It's haunted, I tell you. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, Halloween is coming up, guys. Yeah, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah, for my wife and myself. That's basically, we go for this stuff.
Well, I want to address somebody in chat real quick. His name's Jim, and I've been reading some of this stuff, and I agree. Like, we walk a fine line when we start talking about Jesus, and then we're, it seems like we're welcoming evil when we're doing all this stuff, but there's nobody else, what would you say, plowing this field with Jesus. And maybe it would be nice to have help in that department instead of sitting there and going, you can't do that, because you're just welcoming the devil, and then you go and talk about Jesus, and you can't be back and forth. No, Jesus knows my heart. Jesus lives in me. I invited him in. He forgives my sins. I stay in prayer all the time. I suggest everyone get real with Jesus and find him, because we're in the end days, and a lot of this stuff that we talk about is proof of that. It's not going to go away. It's probably going to get worse, but at least you know that when you're moving on from this life to the next life, you know where you're going.
A lot of people don't like it when we talk religion. Okay.
Yeah, they do. They hate it.
They hate it. All right.
Yeah.
And is it because that you don't believe? That's probably what it is that you don't believe. Okay. That's fine. You don't believe. This show, this show is not a Bigfoot show. This show is not a UFO show. This show is not a ghost show. This is not a total conspiracy show. This show here is everything paranormal, supernatural. All right. So when we talk about evil, we are here to help the people who have evil. And we have found out how to get rid of evil. It's not by setting up a camera or setting up a EVP meter or going up and capturing something on video and showing the person and
then telling them, yeah, you're haunted house.
See ya. That's not what we are about. Now, you cannot tell me that these people, I have seen things now since I've been doing this that's telling me, oh, hell yes, there's an other side to good. When you have good, you have to have evil. No doubt. Mm-hmm. All right? If you don't think so, well, then you know what? There's on your computer, there's a switch that says off. Turn it off. I can care less. Really. And if I'm pissing people off right now, I don't care. But I am telling you, there is good and there is evil. All right? If you don't believe in that type of if you don't believe in God and Jesus, if you think we were fish in the ocean and grew feet and came out on the sand and it took billions of years for us to do, okay, fine, that's fine, right? But something put Earth here. Okay, there is, Earth just didn't, come out of nowhere. You follow me? There are trillions and trillions and billions and trillions and quadrillions of galaxies out there with billions and billions and billions of other planets, and I'm sure we're not the only ones in the in the galaxies, guys. In this galaxy or other galaxies, I can tell you right now. So we just did not evaporate out of nothing. All right, something put us here. I really do think so. Okay, now there is evil and there is good and there's evil. All right, people are witnessing, they are feeling, they are seeing evil. I have too. And it is very weird to us. It is not, we're not imagining this up. That it is very weird. Is it the power of thought, maybe? Is it the power of thought that we say a certain word and everything stops in this person's home or business or wherever they're at? How do you explain that? And people say, well, it was just a coincidence. It was the power of thought. It was, they think they were witnessing shadows, and when you said that word, then it all stopped. It's because you made it stop. Well, I'm going to have to disagree. I am going to have to disagree because I have seen evil with Alan. I have seen it straight in the eyes. I've seen what it can do. And it is very weird that I can say pizza and it won't do anything. I can say computer. I can say mouse. I can say Jeffrey. I can say screen. I can say cup.
Demon.
I can say demon. I can say computer. I can say anything I want, and that evil will always stay there until I say one or two words. Then the evil runs. Why is that?
Or gets out of hand and starts throwing stuff around.
Yeah. Why is that? You tell me, why is that? If you can explain that to me.
Yeah. Why does that one word raise such a big stink?
Two words.
You know?
JC.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 words. If you could tell me, I would love to hear it. Text me. You know, the contact form on the Sanger Paranormal website. Let me know what you think is really happening. I would love to read it.
I can't wait until we find some abduction people and get to try it on that. Where they're getting abducted. In the middle of getting abducted, we evoke Jesus' name or use Jesus' name and pull our authority on it. That we actually, everyone in the whole world can use, you know.
Now,
I want to see one
I
stop,
don't know if this is true or not, but we just lost signal.
Yeah,
and we haven't
did.
lost signal for a long time. And I
running 100 megs too.
Yeah, a little over 100 megs on the server here. But you know, we were talking about how to get rid of evil, and I lost the signal. Sort of, kind of right after that with Balthazar. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. But you know, we talk about UFOs. We talk about Bigfoot. That never happens. But only you know, it's just, I don't know. Is you know, are we the only ones that talk about religion and conspiracy, not religion, paranormal, supernatural religion? Are there other shows that do that as well?
Not very many. I don't think that they tell.
There are shows that are strictly religion,
right,
and that's all they talk about.
But only they're afraid. They won't talk. There's very few that will talk about what we talk about.
And it's because
they're scared of it.
They're afraid, for one thing, that they're going to lose the audience and people. All right? But there's people like L.A. Marzulli and those guys, Tom Horn, and I would like to get them as guests. I mean, we're working on that. But they have their own shows and things like that, and it's hard, you know, like it's hard to get them to be a guest whenever they're doing their own thing. So busy. Right.
Yeah.
And you know, we get trolled a lot when we start talking about religion, and you guys simply just leave. And I don't know what you're afraid of, because you know, we are telling. I mean, we get people on the phone. For example, my friend Joni in Southern California. She came on the air. And it came from her mouth, you guys. I didn't put that in her mouth. She did everything like I told her to do. And all the stuff happened afterwards. And it worked. So how do you explain that? Was it their imagination not just hers, but the whole family, even her brother and relatives that would come down, they would witness all this? Is it just they're all imagining all this? Really? No. There's something going on, guys. There is. Trust me, there is. I don't know what to say, but we're going to talk about Bigfoots. We're going to talk about aliens. We're going to talk about all that cool stuff. But, supernatural. I consider supernatural, it's religion is involved in supernatural. I really do think so. And we're going to talk about it. And if Jesus Christ offends you, I'm sorry. If you want to turn down the volume, then do so. But you cannot tell me that when these people when they say what I tell them to say, and everything works and it stops, and they are so appreciative that their family can now live again in peace, and it's a good feeling for us to have that happen to somebody that we don't know, and to happen to somebody that we do know. And it feels really good that, we're doing something right here. But we're having fun doing it. Mm-hmm. Okay? I mean, God, come on. We love going up looking for, we're going to go look for Bigfoot this week, right? But when I get a call on my 24-hour hotline from the East Coast telling me this is what's happening in their home, what can I do? And, at first I try to find out how it all starts. Is it something that you brought into the house?
Kind of funny, but a lot of them start with Ouija boards.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's where it all starts, guys. And you guys, if, for those people who don't believe in higher, go get a Ouija board tomorrow and ask for evil to come through and see what happens. I dare you. I dare you. Try it.
Pretty scary.
I
huh?
dare you. Don't be chicken.
Like for me, I've been around the world and faced a few things, and I don't talk about it too much. If you're my friend on Facebook, you can go to my notes, and I write about it, about some of my experiences and how I came to where I'm at. Like I seen a Bigfoot. I seen something flying in the sky that was huge. It looked like a giant Mothman thing. I mean, these things are out there. I'm not afraid of them because I know who I am and what I have. But I still love to go out looking for stuff and evidence, and also along the way, if I can help somebody with a problem, I do. And I think Jeff's the same way. Like I mean, the things are out there. A lot of people say it's hogwash. There's not a UFO. There's not a Bigfoot. There's not a this. There's not a that. Well, we want to find out, and if we can debunk stuff or come up with proof, we will. And if we can help somebody along the way, we will.
Yep. Simple as that. All right, that's it for us, guys. I apologize for that Grant. Somehow, I don't know what happened. I hope he's okay. So I will let you know during the week, if you follow me on Facebook, what happened to him. And hopefully we'll have to reschedule again with him. For Jeffrey and Ellen and Baltazar, thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting worldwide at ParanormalCentral.net and on our... Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies. And we hope you witness something you cannot explain.